Hey everyone, talking about Haute Fraicheur by Cartier. This is one that I did a review of before, but it ended up being full bottle worthy for me, so doing an updated review. And this is the first fragrance that I've had end up being full bottle worthy for me this way. It's also one of the first fragrances in a long time, and one of the only ones in my collection that's a designer and more on the affordable end per milliliter, so to speak. So yeah, it was pretty interesting to find this. But basically, I already really liked it when I tried it the first time, and I had picked it out to include on my fragrance site for the classy fresh masculine collection. So I liked it enough to include there, and I was really picky already about what I included in there. So yeah, I really liked it, got it to decant, whatever. But I didn't feel like it was full bottle worthy for me because my criteria is just so picky of things that I want to be full bottle worthy for me. And it wasn't the type of thing where just I would take the cap off just to smell it and it's like angels singing or something, so to speak. But when I was decanting some stuff, something got left out in like a little 2 milliliter sprayer, and I was almost positive it was this, but I wasn't going to label something and sell it to somebody with the off chance that it wasn't. And there was a Guerlain one that I'd also been decanting around at the same time, so I was like, I'm not sure, whatever, I'll just wear it myself. Like, it's obviously something that I like if I was putting in that collection. So I was wearing it and I was like, damn, I'm really liking this. I went through the 2 milliliters. It was just exactly sort of what I've been looking for like a really fresh sort of dumb reach citrusy scent, which sounds like, how could you not have found that by now? But it's easier said than done. Obviously, there's a million, probably literally, citrus fragrances out there, but there's always just something about it that doesn't make it quite what I'm looking for just like that exact, like really easy grab, dumb reach for just like a really great, perfect citrus scent on a hot day. And that really ended up being exactly what I was looking for with this. Then after going through it, I compared it to the real thing to make sure, like, this definitely is that Cartier fragrance, right? And it was. So, yeah. The notes in this is one of those annoying modern designer trends where they only mention 3 notes, even though obviously there's way more than just 3 ingredients in here. They don't even really mention specific notes on the Cartier website. They basically say like citrus, cedar, and spice. So they don't even say specifics outside of cedar in terms of the notes. If you look on sites like Macy's, they specify that the spice is allegedly cardamom. Honestly, I personally don't get a ton of spice out of this. I'm sure some people get more than others. But for me, it's just like a really nice citrus that's like I said, such an easy reach, so fresh. It's very lemony to me. I don't know what the actual citrus is that's used in here. I would say it's not like just neroli orange blossom. Like, maybe that's in here too, but it's not just one of those type of scents. Like, to me, this is very much like a clean lemon type of citrus is what I get from it. They specify like citrus leaf, but it's like that would be petitgrain or orange blossom or neroli type of thing if they were really just talking about the orange tree. I don't like this cap situation. I dealt with this when I was decanting. I can't even remember what. I guess, oh, you do that, and then I'm just gonna put a little bit on right now. Yes, it's just perfect for that vibe. Fresh citrus, and I guess the spice in here really just kind of pairs with it, gives it a little bit of warmth, so that makes it not just like, I don't know, what is it that really separates this from all the million other citrus ones that I bypassed and felt like, yeah, that's the end, but it's not it. But yeah, just clean, happy, easy. But, well, it's not, I'm not gonna say it's like the most unique thing ever, but obviously if I'm picking it out as a full bottle worthy compared to so many other things, there's something about it that really stands out for it to me. And for me, this one works really well on clothing too. So this is something I've been wearing on t-shirts a lot as well, because some scents work so much better on clothing than others. And especially with something like citrus that often like really kind of goes well with the skin and like kind of freshens as it kind of gets pushed out with the sweat and whatever if you're heating up. But yeah, this one works really, really well with clothes. Okay, I guess I'm fine with the cap because this thing just comes off. I guess that's convenient-ish for if you're traveling or something, but I don't like the lack of the actual cap. Although I guess in this case it's fine because this isn't one that I'm getting, unlike virtually everything else in my collection, where I'm going to want to be able to, I need to be able to take off the cap and be like, it's beautiful, or something like that. This is one I'm getting just to wear, and okay, cool, that makes it an easier reach, I guess. But otherwise I would complain about that. But yeah, okay, so I guess I'll just keep that off for an easy grab and go. But otherwise, yeah, I like the look of the bottle. I feel like it's pretty, if you can't really tell, it's sort of like a green, almost slightly blue, but more green type thing. As far as Actually, not just as far as designers, there's plenty of like really boring ass niche bottles too. So yeah, this goes for 111 for a 100 milliliter. So yeah, I mean, I'm always hesitant to call something like that cheap because I'm very mindful of the fact that obviously there's people who even like a $20 fragrance is out of their budget and stuff like that. But if you're watching this, probably most you're looking at all the other fragrance stuff too, and within the other niche videos that I post, this is certainly cheaper than most of the stuff or a lot of the stuff I talk about. I'm hoping to be able to do some deals for people about it on my website because I got some wholesale to be able to sell bottles as well as decants. But yeah. And okay, so it has low to moderate longevity and projection. That is, first of all, very common with citrus unless they're going to be adding a ton of other stuff in it or like a ton of musk. This definitely seems to have like some clean white musk probably in it, especially like kind of as it dries down. But yeah, if you're thinking this is going to be something that someone's going to be smelling from a mile away, it's not, and most citrus scents aren't. But that's not what it's trying to go for. This is just like, yeah, works both as kind of like, okay, like classy, fresh, but also just like easygoing as well, versatile in that sense, and just really, really great for warm weather. So excited to add this to the collection and finally to have found what I've been looking for just that dumb, reach, easy grab citrus. Because so much of my kind of citrusy ones are very like neroli-ish, and I love neroli, it's one of my favorite notes, but it's not quite what I'm looking for with just like this really like fresh, quick, easy citrus. Or they're ones that are a little bit more complex, stuff like, you know, say Raja Elysium or stuff that like, yeah, there's plenty of citrus, but there's a lot more going on to it as well, or anything like that. And yeah, I'm very, very pleased that I inadvertently landed upon this after accidentally forgetting to label a decant and leaving it out and using it up. And I don't think that's really so much a lesson to me. They're like, oh, I need to give everything so much more of a chance, because I already did know that I liked this a lot. So this wasn't like, oh, and I gave it more of a chance and I liked it so much more than I thought. It was really more that it didn't seem full bottle worthy for me, because I was feeling more like, well, my criteria is more that I have to like just really love the smell in and of itself so much that I just want to smell it all the time and just like, oh, whatever. But this is just like, no, okay, this actually just works perfectly as the category that I was looking for it to fit in. And yeah, I'm stoked. And I'll link in the description where I decanted it or bottles, or by all means buy it somewhere else if you want to. But yeah, I hope Cartier doesn't discontinue this. I'm definitely going to buy some backups because they have done that with Declaration Low. One of the other ones I got that I managed to find like the last bottle of, not as a full bottle worthy one, but to decant, was one that, in my opinion, was one of the other best Cartier scents that they discontinued. So they sometimes do that with stuff, but I am hoping they don't with this one. Either way, I'm going to stay stocked.